In the winter of 1769, the edge of the Spanish Empire was freezing, starving, and terrified. Isolated in the coastal fog of San Diego, a desperate expedition party was rapidly running out of food, dreading reports that the Russian Empire was quietly creeping down the coastline toward them. Dropped directly into this frozen outpost was Miguel José Serra, a Franciscan friar in his late 50s, dragging a permanently infected, rotting left leg. This was a long way from the life he was trained for. Until he was 35, Serra lived in comfortable prestige as a highly respected university theology professor on the Mediterranean island of Majorca. Leaving the safety of a Spanish classroom for a frontier survival situation defies basic logic. How a chronically ill academic managed to endure the elements and build a network of permanent settlements is a mystery anchored in a radical, uncompromising faith. The shift in his trajectory began years earlier. When the professor heard accounts of missionaries working in South America, it sparked a yearning that academic life couldn't satisfy. He dropped his titles, took the humble name Brother Juniper, and set sail for the Americas. Arriving by ship at Veracruz, Mexico, he made a choice that would define his physical life. The local authorities provided horses for the overland journey, but Serra insisted on walking the entire 250 miles to Mexico City on foot. Somewhere along that trail, an insect bit his left leg. The wound quickly became severely infected, swelling into a chronic, agonizing condition that would plague every step he took for the next 30 years. That single bite turned his missionary career into an endless physical test. The pain was constant, but it provided the friction for the motto he would adopt and live by: always forward, never back. Decades later, a geopolitical crisis threw Serra back onto the road. Fearing a Russian invasion from Alaska, Spain's King Charles III ordered a frantic expedition to secure the territory of California. For the 1769 expedition, Serra and a military commander pushed 900 miles up the coast to beat the Russians. They established a mission in San Diego, but extreme starvation almost collapsed the expedition, prompting the commander to prepare a retreat. Serra refused to move. Vowing to stay with the local people even if he starved, the friar began a 9-day period of continuous prayer dedicated to Saint Joseph. On the exact day the military was scheduled to depart, a Spanish relief ship finally materialized on the horizon. Surviving those first months demonstrated that Serra's focus on his mission could outlast the physical and logistical failures of the imperial expansion. Over the next 15 years, Serra founded 9 missions, including Carmel and San Juan Capistrano, despite the daily struggle for food and shelter in a harsh environment. Serra spent much of his time fighting a quiet war with his own military commanders. He frequently clashed with officers who viewed the native population as subjects to be exploited rather than people to be protected. The administrative abuses became so severe that the crippled friar made a punishing return trip to Mexico City. The journey nearly killed him, but he arrived at the capital determined to force a change in how the territory was governed. He successfully lobbied for the regulation, a landmark set of rules that served as a Bill of Rights for Native Americans. It gave the friars legal guardianship over the missions, shielding the inhabitants from military interference. His successful lobbying turned the missions into religious sanctuaries protected by law, rather than mere imperial outposts. The physical distance Serra covered is difficult to reconcile with his condition. Despite the chronic infection in his leg, his total missionary travels were roughly equivalent to walking the circumference of the globe. This chart illustrates the rapid growth of the mission system during his tenure. Under his leadership, the friars baptized over 6,000 people and confirmed 5,000 more, a result of a relentless work ethic that often included praying from midnight until dawn. These missions provided more than just religious centers. This stone facade at Carmel represents the permanent architectural footprint Serra established, anchoring Spanish culture and agriculture into the soil. These 9 missions provided a structural and social template that influenced the development of the territory's future coastal towns and population centers. This legacy remains a point of deep historical tension. To prevent converts from leaving the faith, the friars required Native Americans to remain at the missions after baptism, a policy of legal guardianship intended to protect them from external corruption. Today, this paternalistic system is often criticized as a form of social control. However, from the friars' perspective, the missions were essential for providing a stable food supply and protection from the violence of the Spanish military. Despite these strict conditions, the records of his death in 1784 describe an outpouring of grief from the converts. It suggests that Serra had earned a genuine, if complex, devotion from the people he lived among for decades. In the 21st century, the Catholic Church elevated him to the highest spiritual rank. Serra was beatified in 1988 and officially canonized as a saint by Pope Francis during a visit to Washington, D.C. in 2015. Saint Junipero Serra's legacy is defined by a body that refused to stop moving. His unyielding pace during the 18th century permanently fixed the mission locations into the landscape, shaping the map of the region for the next 250 years.